This is Sammy Tiger. And since I've been watching Tiger King, I've been telling him he's my Sammy Tiger King. He says he would never be kept in a cage. That he would have bit Joe Exotic's nose off. Right, Sammy? Sammy, what do you think about Joe Exotic? Sammy, what do you think about Joe Exotic? You like him? You like Joe Exotic? Oh, you want to punch him? Okay. Oh, that's what you think about him? Okay. Okay. Do you like him a little bit? No? What do you think about Carol Baskin? So, these are mahogany hibiscus leaves. They're not marijuana leaves, like some of you may think. And I don't think marijuana leaves would even turn red like this, but it always amazes me the different colors that these get. And like, it's so varying. And there's also like different, look in here, pretty good. There's different shapes to the leaves too. Like there's these little smaller ones. There's one on the plant like that. And also that each leaf like has a different color on either side. But I'll tell you what, if you mix any of these up, they will make the most brilliant hot pink dye you ever seen. And I've not been able to figure out how to get it to be color fast, as in to not wash out. Well, I mean, I don't know if anybody else knows how, but I can't find anything online about it at all. And you can also use different kinds of hibiscus to do it with. But as far as I know, like you can only dye things that you're not going to wash, like something like yarn or use it as paint, like watercolor paint. But I'm using these. I'm going to dry them and I'm going to use them in a piece of art that I want to do. And it's so funny because I already did this once. I dried probably maybe 200 leaves like a couple years ago, and I had them in all these old Reader's Digest books that somebody gave me that I had yet to go through and see if I wanted one or wanted any of them, because I hate Reader's Digest, but sometimes they have cool stories in them. And it turns out there was one really cool, what they were is they were like shortened versions of books that they had compiled into editions of Reader's Digest. I think they were from like the 70s, you know, but anyways, they had one in there that was, I think it was called The History of Detective Work or something like that, and it was, oh my gosh, it was amazing. It goes so into detail about just the beginning of, you know, fingerprinting, you know, how they used to determine, you know, who a criminal was, just really historical stuff. And I was like, this is unbelievable. So I actually ended up buying the book, but I kept that edition too. But I had dried all of these leaves in those editions because I knew I was going to toss them, or at least toss most of them. And so then one day, like, I forgot that I had dried all those leaves in them. And I was like, yeah, you know, I already went through these. I'm just going to get rid of them all, you know, to make more room in here. You know, I wanted to put my shoes on the shelves where they were. Hi, Archie. Hi. It's not Archie, it's Harry. Sorry. Misidentification. They look exactly the same till I see their eyes. Harry's eyes are yellow and Archie's are like an opal. But anyways, I tossed all the books, and then, I mean, it wasn't even until months later I thought about doing this piece of artwork, and I was like, oh no, I threw them all away. I couldn't believe I did that. I just totally forgot they were in there. So I'm gonna press all these in some wax paper and try again later this year. And boy, is this kitty cute. Harry. Harry. See his yellow eyes? They're kind of opal too, kind of opalescent too, but still yellow. You're so pretty. Yes, you are. Just making another quick video because I'm sitting here and you can really see the color differences against this paper. It's just so pretty. Sitting here doing this, putting them in here, I'm almost done. Hopefully this time I don't forget what they are and throw them out or something. It does kind of look like marijuana, doesn't it? Are those not just so lovely? I really wish I had the ones I dried originally. Chagrin, chagrin, chagrin. I just think those are so pretty. They're gonna make a great picture. Sure, a scaredy cat little fella. Boy, oh boy. Oh, aren't you beautiful? I love the blue fuzz on their backs. So this is what I was talking about earlier. These books are Reader's Digest. See how it says a condensation from the book? And these are all the way from, you can see the yellowing, the extreme yellowing of this book from 1962. Reader's Digest. And see, like, if you look on the side of the book, oh, well, this one lost its jacket. A lot of them had been like that. But there's I'll show you this one. A lot of them were like that. But see, there's where I found that one book, The Century of the Detective. You know, and this is the only two I kept. This one and that other one, because it has the microbe hunters in it, which I still have not read. And I mean, yeah, oh, look, there's the jacket right there. But it still is you know, interesting, even though it's really old. Whoops, it's the wrong way. So, but I started reading that Century of the Detective, and I ended up getting this for like from some like penny books or something like that online. And I mean, I don't know when this is from, and I have yet to read the whole thing, but I mean, I really like this book. It had so much stuff in it I have never ever heard of before. Let's see, 1965. I like really old stuff. All the guys out there that I've hit on before are going, hey! No, I'm just kidding. Pretty gross. That's gross. Fingerprint stuff. I thought there was more pictures of it. Just a little bit, I guess. That's, I'm looking at this. It's like it's crazy. They're like, hold still so we can measure you. Hey, so I didn't even know it was supposed to rain today, but it's kind of sprinkling a little bit. I was gonna say I finished the Tiger King series. I actually liked the last episode the best. It's like a recap of the whole thing, and they interviewed a lot of the people that were in the series, except for the two main characters. And I'm glad a lot of them kind of lament everything that happened, and they said it's unfortunate that they can't, that there's more tigers in captivity than there actually is in the natural world, and they said it's sad that we can't even if we could return them to their natural habitat, there's no natural habitat to return them to. And I mean, really, that just underlines what I've been talking about with a lot of people for the last couple days, that just we're ruining this. We're really freaking blowing it, people. We had one chance. We're blowing it bad. But anyways, I mean, I didn't really enjoy it. I mean, I was horrified about a lot of things about the series. I mean, it just left me with a sick feeling. I mean, boy, oh boy. And like I said, you know, I don't really hold anything against those people that are keeping those animals because they're so beautiful. But on the other hand, I mean, should we? You know, you just have to ask yourself. And I mean, I guess that's up to each individual. You know, you can't tell anyone else what to do. And that's the bottom line. They have to decide for themselves. And so I was going to say, last night, again, I did the wax dripping thing again that's supposed to tell your fortune. And I got the weirdest results. I don't know if I videotaped the last one I did, but it looked exactly like a frog. I still have it somewhere, but it looked like a frog, and I'm like, what does that mean? So it was kind of weird. And then, I mean, within days of that is when I found the two toads in my pond, which are not a frog, obviously, but that was kind of a strange thing, you know. And anyways, but the one I did last night is right here, and I think it looks like either a V or like a snail. See the like snail horns? But I mean, you tell me, what does it look like? What is this manifestation, if anything? Oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas. Or does it just look like snot? I think it looks like a snail. Does that mean my life is going slower than a snail? It's going at a snail's pace, like they say. Okay, and then I did another one, which I think looks like a guy with a rucksack, like dancing up the side of a mountain, or something like that. That's my interpretation. Yeah, I'm playing like Rorschach. I can't pronounce it. Ink blot test here. Is it Rorschach? I don't even know. The ink blot test that they give crazy people. I mean, does it look like anything? And there again, I think that way it kind of looks like a cat, like with a big fluffy tail. But I think it looks best like a little guy with a backpack on, and you know, here's his head, there's the backpack, here's his feet. See his knees bent like he's just going uphill. I mean, I don't know. You tell me, what do they look like? And so my dog Dolly's goofy this morning. I was gonna get stuff like to make hamburgers or something like that, and instead, like, they had these big steak bones with the bones in them for bone broth. I should say beef bones. So instead I got those because they had a really big package of them for a pretty reasonable price and had a lot of meat on most of them except for 2 of them. And I've never given Dolly raw meat before, but they say it's really good for your dog. So I was like, screw it, I'll try it and see what she thinks. And took it out here and gave it to her, and she snubbed it and walked away. I couldn't believe it. I was like, you little idiot. But now she's like got it over in the corner and she's kind of licking at it and playing with it. Like, she's not really interested, but uh-oh, my air conditioner is going to make a bunch of noise. But anyways, that's my conclusion about Tiger King. I didn't really think much of it. I mean, don't know what to make about her missing husband. I mean, it's like I said, you don't know. Until they find him, there is no way for anybody to know. I mean, they can all say, oh, we know that she did something to him. No, you don't. No, you absolutely do not. If there was any way to determine that she did something to that man, she would be in jail. I can guarantee you that. Especially Florida law enforcement, they don't put up with that crap. And she would be in jail if there was one thing that led to that conclusion. But there's not, obviously. I did notice that a couple John Does on NamUs and Doe Network, and where else did I look? Somewhere else, I forget, could match his description, but there's no way for me to know because I don't know things about him, like his dental details and his bone details, like if he ever had any broken bones or bone spurs, or, you know, was he wearing any kind of metal braces, or did he have any metal pins in him? Did he ever have any surgeries? I would need to know those things, but I don't, obviously, because I don't have the missing persons report. And so, and a lot of times, even if you have the missing persons report, it doesn't have those things listed anyways, because the people who, hey buddy, what are you doing? Old Yellow Eyes there. There he is, out here being ornery. A lot of the time, you know, they don't list those sort of things anyways, because maybe it was filed by somebody that was just so distraught that they didn't think to say it at the time, or they didn't know the person that well, but they know him well enough to file the report, or there could be many reasons why it's not included. I have even seen it to where they have said there was a tattoo on his right arm, but actually in real life it was on the left arm, and somebody made a mistake, and that caused a misidentification. I've even seen that. So all kinds of crazy things can happen, but yeah, well, anyways, I did have more to say, but for the life of me, I can't think of what it was now. But I just wanted to do a final video on this since I've been talking about it, and I'm not gonna do any more on it unless they make more shows for the series, I guess, because I definitely will watch it, because it's interesting. It's sort of like the train wreck that you can't look away from. It's kind of like that. And as far as Joe Exotic goes, I don't think, in my heart, I don't really think that he wanted to kill Carol Baskin, but I think he didn't know what to do, and he was extremely enraged with her, and he took it too far, because you notice in the scene with him, I thought the neighbor kid was hurt, like, because he was laying on the ground, and it scared me because, like, they don't usually do that, and he was just like laying there really still. and I thought something was wrong, but then like, right when I started to walk over there, he got up. My heart was, like, out of my chest. Anyways, you notice Tiger King's conversation with that, I think his name is Mike Lowe. Is it Paul Lowe? I forget what his name was. The guy who partnered with him on the zoo. You notice in the scene where he comes back from Vegas and he's yelling at Joe Exotic, you know, you spent money on your campaign, you know, you're not even allowed to do that, it's illegal. And he's yelling at him, and he's saying, you know, something about, did you give the guy that left for North Carolina money? Did you give him money out of my account? You know, did you, you know, and he's confronting him. And you can tell that Joe Exotic goes from being, like, extremely pissed off to all of a sudden, like, uh-oh. And he realizes that this guy has talked to the police, because there's no way anybody would know he did that otherwise. And that's the moment you realize that he realizes he really messed up. And so there's no doubt he committed the crime that he's in jail for. But I wonder how much of it was really... I mean, sometimes people do stuff that's really rash and stupid and illegal because they're under so much pressure, but they don't... Like, say that guy had went and really killed her. I mean, he might have actually, like, been horrified afterwards. Like, what did I do? I mean, I don't know. I'd have to know him better, I think, to really know. But I did like that he was talking about his chimpanzees and talking about how he deprived them of closeness with each other for 10 years. You know, and realized what he was doing was wrong, and maybe he did realize in the end of it all that it was wrong what he was doing. I mean, I certainly realize what they're doing is wrong. I don't know how to fix it, though, and I think that a lot of people don't know how to fix it. I don't think there really is any way to fix it.